Hello, my beautiful souls. Doris Victoria here. Why do old souls often choose crappy parents? This is the question I was asking myself as I had this beautiful evening walk. Why do we choose parents that cannot really give us what we would have needed as children? So just welcome to my channel. This is your personal empowerment channel. My name is Doris Victoria, your soul empowerment coach. And as I was doing my evening walk in this beautiful full moon tonight, I was just telling the moon, I was looking at the moon while I was walking, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring it on. Whatever I need to know right now, bring it on. And I'm listening. And the moon was giving me message after message after message. It was so amazing. And I'll probably have to post some more videos during the next days because so many downloads came to me. But so for now, what I really want to talk about is, why do we old souls often choose parents that are unable to fill our needs? Why do we choose to incarnate with people that oftentimes give us a hard time when we were children, and then we go out into the world with a feeling of undeservingness or unworthiness, or we criticize ourselves and others, or we feel insecure about ourselves, we feel insecure about our decisions. Why do we choose parents that are giving us such a hard time? And why do old souls often choose hard parents? Well, I think the moon gave me the answer tonight as I was walking and watching the sky. And I saw some other activity that was pretty interesting to see. But coming back to what I wanted to share with you tonight, because I think it's such an important message, here's the answer that I got. We choose those parents so that we can initiate ourselves through our own experiences. Because oftentimes what we learn, let's say from a mental standpoint, is not really helping us to grow. It's not really helping us to understand. But when we go through hard times, through, let's say, challenging childhoods, for example, like it is with many of my clients, many, including myself, my childhood, I wish it would have been different. And I was often crying about the things that I was missing. In my case, it was an absolute lack of emotional engagement. There was no emotional engagement when I was a child, and that's what I would have needed most. But here's the thing, because I didn't have that from my parents, I learned to be emotionally available for myself. And now I know that I chose this family, I chose these parents because they, by the absence of giving me what I would have needed in order to grow up as a healthy human being, healthy on all levels, psychologically and psychologically, and physiological, is that how you say? Physically healthy, here we go. Psychologically and physically healthy, as, emotionally, mental, physical healthy being. So, oh my God, and this hit me like, oof, because I have been judging my mother for so long for being absent whenever I needed her most. I wished I would have a mother that saw my tears and didn't just ignore them, but came and said, "Are you okay, my child? What can I do for you? What do you need right now? What is wrong? Why are you crying?" I would have loved a mother that would have been there for me and just held me when I was little and I was afraid of darkness, for example, or I was afraid of so many things. I wish she would just have been there emotionally for me. Well, she wasn't. And today it hit me with this full moon, this powerful full moon that gives all of us answers if we just, ask. And you can ask not only on full moon days, of course, but the power of transformation and new beginnings is definitely enhanced on full moons and new moons. So for me, it was really going through the sadness. Most of my life, I went through that sadness. I remember all of my initiators or healers were always telling me, be happy, be happy. And I couldn't, because I had this inner sadness, this sorrow, grieving for my inner child that did not have the emotional engagement that she would have needed. Well, here's what I learned from that. I learned to initiate myself giving this emotional engagement to myself. And when we do this, only then can we become aware and conscious and be available there for others. You know, what it also taught me was emotional intelligence, because I had to be there for my own emotions when my mother couldn't be there for me. I had to be there for me in some way or the other, because oftentimes, most of the times, all the times, I was crying myself to sleep when I was a child or a teenager or whatever. And it was often in a way, and I shared that in another video with you, that even though when she did things that I would have perceived as wrong, like, you know, for me they didn't make sense at all, and I was judging her in my inner self, kind of like what she did there was wrong, even that taught me to be emotionally there for myself and, you know, really be with your inner child, become the sacred mother. This is actually something that many of my friends and clients are telling me. I'm like a mother, like the emotional present mother that they never had. Why? Because I had to become that for myself. So this was my own experience, but what the insight that I really wanted to share with you today when I was walking about this theme was really, it is an initiation for yourself. And yes, I know it's hard. I know it is hard, and we need to take time to grieve the absence of what we would have wished to have or what we would have needed, what every child needs. But the reason we chose those parents is because we have had many, many lifetimes here on this earth, and we know a lot of things. And if everything goes easy and lighthearted, let's say there is not much growth. You know, growth usually comes from hard times. And transformation comes from hard times, because we then realize, wait a moment, I don't want to live my life like that. I want to change something. I want to be joyful. Joy is my birthright. This was it for me. I want to love. I want to love myself. I want to love others. I want to be joyful. So in a way, my mother in the end became my own initiation for what I came here to accomplish, amongst other things, in this lifetime. And to find joy, you know, we have to go through contractions and expansion. After every contraction, and contraction, let's say, it is the moments that we grieve, that we scream because we are righteous, or we cry because we're sad, or, you know, we don't want to talk to someone because we're frustrated about something. This is what I call contraction. And to go through these emotions is so important, because after that comes expansion. If you allow yourself to go through these feelings and to just be with them without judging them, just be with them. Just be. Just cry. Speak out loud what you would have loved to have. And then the expansion will come. The expansion that is actually teaching you or bringing you to new heights of joy that you haven't known before. And the more joyful we become, the deeper the contractions, the higher the expansions are. So thanks to those crappy parents, from an outside standpoint, we can become those beings, those powerful beings that have a lot to teach, just by our light. And we're not teaching by, you know, like teachers in school, by sharing wisdom. I mean, I'm sharing my wisdom. My intention is to shine light upon your shadows so that you can find the answers for yourself by sharing my own experiences or my wisdom. But oftentimes, you know, I don't remember what I learned in school, what teachers told me in terms of wisdom, because it's only understood mentally. It is not something that we feel in our body. And what we feel is ultimately what we will become, what we, you know, what is reminding us, for starters, who we are. And then we become the masters by teaching that. So I know my videos are often teachings because I am still learning to navigate through the challenges of life. I know that I have walked this planet at least 1,500 times before, or so it was said to me by a channeling that I had once from Kuan Yin. What was said to me is that I'm a very old soul, and I have been here since the very beginning, since Lemurian times. And this is why Atlantis to me was no legend. I knew it existed. I remembered it. I smelled it in certain places still. I smelled Lemuria. I smelled our home, the home of old souls. So many of us are here right now on this planet again, Lemurians. Oh, I just had to breathe through this. What a blessing, my dear ones. So I hope this is helping you to find answers for your own questions that you might have about your own parents or about your own childhood that maybe wasn't what you would have wished for, and what I believe every child deserves. We chose that for ourselves. We chose that because we love ourselves so much that we knew that when we can learn this for ourselves by experiencing the contraction, we would then have the expansion of consciousness. And because we are old souls, it is not really an expanding of consciousness, it is a remembrance of consciousness. It is a remembrance of something that was always there. This is why we came here for. And this hit me tonight when I looked at this amazing moon with the light surrounding it. And they were trying to cover it with chemtrails, of course, in order to withhold the messages from humankind. But they cannot withhold anything from us as long as you are open. So remember, you're the lighthouse. Remember, you are as a lighthouse when you have become your own initiator, in a way, the initiator of your own power. Then you can remember that you are the lighthouse, just shining light to my mother in this case, or my parents, or your parents, or whatever people have given you a hard time. Just shine light. And this is, I'm going to do another video about what it really means to be a lighthouse, because it's such an important theme. So for now, I'm wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful full moon. In case you're in the Americas or time zones that are a little backwards than Europe, where I'm in Central Europe right now. So go out tonight, experience this full moon. Just open yourself up and say, I'm ready to receive. Bring to me what I need to know now, and Spirit will give it to you, because all your wishes are known and heard by this power that is our source, that is within us, this power where our souls are sparks from, that power that we are always connected, that you might call God or Allah or Yahweh, whatever. Remember, you are whole. This is my message for you today. Lots of love, and I see you in the next video.